Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to say time in German. The Uhrzeit, the clock time. You understand? In German we have formal and informal ways of telling what? Time. Informal is the one we are going to do today because it's a little bit challenging, but you have to master it. Formal is straight to the point. You understand? Good. Let's say this is your time. You understand? This is 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. Good. And if you want to ask somebody what is the time in German, either you say Wie spät ist es? Wie spät ist es? If you translate this literally word to word, it means how late is it? How late is it? But we take it as the expression that gives you the equivalent of what is the time in English. Or you say, Wie viel Uhr ist es? How much time is it? Which is also, what is the time? Two of them meaning, what is the time? And you reply by saying, es ist, it is. You can say, es ist 2 Uhr. 2 is 2. You know, Uhr, I said it's o'clock, 2 o'clock. 2 Uhr, 2 o'clock. So this is how you reply. Now let's go to informal way of expressing time in German. In informal, if I ask you what is the time in informal, you say it is, let's say it is 10:05. In English, this means 5 minutes after 10. That is informal way. 5 minutes after 10. When you say 5 minutes after 10, what you just said is an informal way of saying what? Time. And what is your 5? 5 is 5. Which is what? 5 Minuten. Your minute is what? Minute. So because it's 5 more than 1, it will not carry what? N. Minuten. 5 Minuten. What is your after? Our after in German is what? Nach. You now say 5 Minuten nach 10. 5 Minuten nach 10. Now if I say 11:50. In informal, you will say 10 minutes to 12. 10 minutes to 12. What is your 10? 10 is 10 Minuten. What is your 2? Your 2 is what? 4. 10 Minuten for 12. You understand? This is informal. Now let's make some more. This is informal. So if I say 9:15, there are two ways of saying this time. In English, I can say 15 minutes after 9, or I say quarter after 9. Now, 15 minutes after 9, which is 15 Minuten nach 9. I can also say quarter after. What is my quarter? Quarter is what? Viertel. You say Viertel nach 9. Quarter after 9. I can also say 10:45. This means either 15 minutes to 11, which is also 15 Minuten for 11. Or I can say quarter to 11, which is what is your quarter? Viertel for 11. Viertel for 11. Do you understand? What you just did is what? Informal. You are just telling us informal way of saying what? Time, just like in English. You understand? Now watch. Watch. When you read your time till you get to this point, and also this point, we now start reading differently. But before I teach you that, let me tell you how to say half past. Half past. Now let's say 7:30, 8:30, 5:30, 5 what? 30. Let me use these expressions to say half past. This means half past 7. Half past what? 7. But in German, we read it to the next hour. What do I mean by this, reading it to the next hour? They will ask you, how much time? This is 7:30. How many minutes will I add to this word? 7:30 to get to 8. Remember, 7:30 is here. 7:30 is here. And the clock is always in a clockwise motion. It's always going to the next hour. 7:30 is trying to go to 8. It's trying to go to what? 8. This is half of 8 o'clock. 7:30 is half of what? 8 o'clock. 8:30 is half of what? 9 o'clock. 5:30 is half of what? 6 o'clock. So 7:30, you will now say this is half of what? 8. Half of 8. What is your half? What? Don't confuse yourself. Anytime you see 7:30, 6:30, 2:30 and all that, it is half of that. It is half of the next hour. Half of the next hour. So after 7:30, we are approaching 8. So 7:30 here is the half of 8 o'clock, because you add 30 minutes to this to get to 8. So if you remove 30 minutes, it is now what? 7:30. So 7:30 is half of what? 8, which we say like this, half of 8. Half of 8. You will now say, what is your half? Half is what? Hype. You now say hype act. Hype act. Hype act. Which is what, half past what? 8. 8:30 is half of 9, which is what? Hype 9. Hype 9. 5:30 will now be what? Hype 6. Do you understand? Good. 2:30 will now be what? Hype 3. 1:30 will now be what? Hype 2. So this is how we express our 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 in an informal manner. Master this. 3:30 will now be hype fear. You understand? We read to the next hour, half of the next hour. That is how we express our half past in German. Understand this? Good. Now, let me go back to what I wanted to show you before I digressed. Now watch. If I read my time and let's say here is 9:20, this means 20 minutes. 20 Minuten nach 9. 20 Minuten nach 9. Now if I say 8:40, which is here, which also means 20 Minuten vor, this is 20 minutes to 9. 20 Minuten vor 9. This is 20 Minuten vor 9. 20 minutes to 9. Now immediately I leave 20 and I now enter here. All these small things that you normally see in your clock like this. Now let's say I want to say 9:21. 9:21. We are no longer going to say 21 minutes after 9. We are going to read it differently. We are going to read what differently. Pay attention here. Now, German will now ask you, since we are here, and this clock is always in a clockwise motion, and 9:21 is approaching 9:30. Is approaching what? 9:30. Remember, 9:21 is approaching 9:30. How many minutes will it take for this 21? Will you add to this 21 to get to your 9:30? Your destination is 9:30. How many minutes will you add to this to get to 9:30? Which is what? 9. You see, if I add 9 to this 21, it will get me to 9:30. So you will now say 9 minutes to. You are now going to read it like this. 9 minutes, because 9 minutes is what is remaining to get to your 9:30. You will now say 9 minutes to 9:30. 9 minutes to what? 9:30. 9 minutes to 9:30. Don't allow it to confuse you and say, oh, German, 9 minutes to 9:30. Just use your logical thinking. How many minutes is remaining to get to 9:30? Which is what? 9 minutes. You now say this is 9 minutes to 9:30. What is your 9 minutes? 9 Minuten. What is your 2? 4. What is your 9:30? 9:30 is what? Halb 10. 9 Minuten vor halb what? 10. Because 9:30 already is half of 10. So it is remaining 9 minutes to get to half of 10, which is 9:30. 9 Minuten vor halb 10. Now if I say 8:25, this will now be how many minutes is remaining to get to 8:30, which is what? 5 minutes. You now say 5 minutes to 8:30. 5 minutes to 8:30, which is what? 5 Minuten vor 8:30 is half of 9. For halb 9. Do you understand? So if I say 10:28, how many minutes is remaining to get to 10:30? Which is what? 2 minutes. And 10:30, you know that is half of 11. So you now say 2 Minuten vor halb 11. Good. Now, there you now get to your 10:30 or to your 30, which you now say half of this, half of this. Now, immediately you leave past 30. Now, let me also show you now. So that you just get this. Don't allow it to defeat you. Now, watch. Let's say 9:35, 8:36, 7:38. Now let's look at this. 9:35, which is this is 35. 9:35, which means 25 minutes after. 25 minutes to 10. 25 minutes to 10. Now, but in this case, you are going to ask yourself, since we have reached 30 and we are now leaving 30, you will now ask yourself, this is 9:35. How many minutes did it use to pass 30? 5 minutes. It used what? 5 minutes to move away from 30. To move after what? 30. So you will now say 5 minutes after 9:30. 5 minutes after 9:30. Don't confuse yourself. Watch again. Listen again. Remember, when we get to 30, which is 9:30, let's say this is 9:30. You understand? And now it is no longer 9:30. You know your 9:30 already have 10. Now it is now 9:35. You now the German will now ask you. The question is, how many minutes did it use to pass 9:30? Which is what? 5. You now say 5 minutes after. You now say what? 5 minutes after 9:30. Which is what? 5 Minuten nach 9:30 is half 10. Nach half 10. This one will now be what? 6 minutes. It's used 6 minutes to pass 8:30. It is 6 Minuten. 6 Minuten nach 8:30 is what? Half 9. This one will now be what? 8 minutes after. 8 minutes after. After what? 7:30. Which will now be what? 8 Minuten nach halb 8. Good. So this is how you read formal, informal time in German language. Now, means by or at. If I say I'm coming by 12 o'clock, I'm coming by 12 o'clock. Ich komme 12 Uhr. 12 what? Uhr. Ich komme 12 Uhr. You understand? I would like to see you by 10. I would like to see you by 10. Remember, yeah, I would like, another verb. Ich möchte. You. Accusative, direct. Ich möchte dich 10 Uhr sehen. You understand? So, ich möchte dich 10 Uhr sehen. I would like to see you by 10 o'clock. Sehen is the verb to see. So, this is how you make sentences with time in German. Do you understand? So, this is an informal way of expressing what? German time. Now, what is formal? Formal is very simple. Formal is very simple. Formal is, you just read the time the way it is. If I say 10:20, 9:40, 6:50, you just read it like this. This means 10:20. 10:20. You write it 10 Uhr. You must put Uhr. 10 Uhr 20. 10 Uhr what? 20. Very simple. 9 Uhr. You also do what? 9 Uhr 40. 9 Uhr what? 40. This is 6 Uhr. This is 6:50. Which is 6 Uhr. 6 Uhr what? 50. You understand? This is 6 Uhr 50. This is how you read formal time in German. As it's just very straight to the point. You just read it like this. But it's good to understand the informal way. That's what makes you a German language student. You understand the informal way of saying German. It makes German interesting. So understand this and master it. And we are going to see more of it in our subsequent classes. You understand? Master this time. Thank you very much.